we can invest. If we don't have any money, we can't. So our parks are nicer. And so that person's question is a little skewed because you feel like you don't have a nice park. We should always treasure we should treasure our park, our city, our town. All right? And fight for the betterment of that town. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause to all the commission candidates. All right. Want to take 60 seconds each for them to give their closing remarks, starting with Dr. Hatcher and working their way to Mr. Dixon.
So, I'm Dr. Cmbc Hatcher. I have taught in the Miami-Dade public school system. I have been an administrator in Miami-Dade College. I have owned my own business for the past 13 years, HCC Tech Services. And Florida City needs someone who can fight for them, someone who cares for them, and someone who works for them. We are in a consequential election. This is a consequential election because when was the last time we voted for a mayor? We have our mayor here. This is the first time in 40 plus years that we'll be voting for a mayor and 3 commissioners. And it's high time that we put the right person in the seat. We put the right person in the seat. I am candidate Dr. Cmbc Hatcher, punch number 21.
Thank you. Mr. Brown.
Of course, for those who know me and those who don't know me, I'm Richard Brown Jr. over here, and I'm Officer Brown there. And in closing, I just want to say that I'm very honored to be here before you. I'm not used to standing before people. I'm used to engaging one-on-one with folks, maybe one-on-two or one-on-three, and trying to hash out their issues, giving some short-term or long-term solution to a problem, But I can assure you one thing, that I'm ready to take on this task because I just know how it's just in my blood. I've been a public service. I got away from it for 2 years. That's because of retirement, but I'm back. I'm here, and I want to be your commissioner. I want to be that person that most of you know me to be, a real go-getter, fair person, honest, sincere, and I work with a lot of integrity. I just want you to know that in closing, that's who I am.
Thank you.
Hey man, before my 60 seconds start, I would like to, whoever asked that homestead question, our police department will be waiting for you outside. In 1896, a farmer by the name of Cyril Emberem landed into a small city called Chicago. In 1914, the city of Florida City was born. In 1984, we had elected our first black mayor. Every now and then, there comes a candidate that God raises up. In 2026, you have a candidate here in Heidi L. Dixon that's running for Florida City Commissioner. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for Miss Bird that live on Northwest 15th Street and 2nd Avenue. I'm doing this for Miss Reed that live on Southwest 6th Street and 12th Avenue. I'm doing this for Miss Joyce that live on 6th Street and 6th Avenue. I'm doing this for the kids of Florida City Elementary that depends on the COPS program. I'm doing this for those that depends on farm share until they can get their monthly check. I'm doing this for the single parents that depends on the free gas that I give by every now and then. I'm doing it for all the residents of Florida City that believe in me. If you believe in me, I believe in you. So punch number 17 on January the 27th because we gonna do this. Yes, we can.
All right. Your candidates for Commissioner of Florida City, thank you all so much. All right. We're going to give a second for the table tents to be set up before we bring up our mayoral candidates. If folks need to take a bio break, now would be a good time to do it as we transition folks. Get up, stretch your legs, talk to your neighbors. Encourage somebody who didn't vote 2 years ago to vote this election. For 7 o'clock. All right, we want to welcome our mayoral candidates to take their seats in the front. If you're running for mayor and actually registered to run for mayor, please join me up front at the big table. All right. Let folks find their seats. While they're doing that, we want folks to settle back into their seats as well. I've been informed we have quite a few community questions, so looking forward to those. And since we know that this is an important office here in Florida City, and as folks have said, the first black mayor was elected in 1984. We want to recognize that mayor who's joined us today, recognize Mayor Otis Wallace, who's joined us for this conversation. Thank you for your service, Mayor Wallace. Again, longest serving black mayor in the history of Florida. It's walking black history right there. get settled in. Same rules apply, folks. We're going to have 90-second intros from the candidates, followed by 60-second answers to what will just be 3 moderated questions, and then we're going to go into the community questions that have been written. Again, if you have a question for the mayor candidates, please make sure you submit one out front. So we're going to go ahead and get underway. Everyone situated, settled. Give folks a moment. All right, so we're going to start with candidate Thompson and then work our way down to the end. Again, 90 seconds on the intro, 60 seconds on the answers. Please no outbursts from the audience. Candidate Thompson. Yeah, you got it.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Florida City. I'm the Honorable Walter Thompson, I'm the Commissioner of Florida City, and I'm running for your mayor. I've been in office for the last 4 years, and I am like I said, I'm your former vice mayor. I'm also your commissioner. I'm also as a peer support specialist, which I handle everything on the mental side for the 11th District Court here, Circuit Court here. But one thing it is your mayor is I'm coming in. I want to do a lot of things to Florida City that I know that we can be done. I know a lot of things that you guys have seen, you guys have heard, but the fact is that we know what's going on here and we know what to do. And you need a leader. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm running. I tell people all the time, retired non-commissioned officer, United States Army, with over 20 years of service, retired service, but I have never stopped serving. What I did was I came to Florida City to serve you guys, to serve you, to make sure everything is good, to follow up everything that we've been doing. Ever since I came into office for the last 4 years, I have seen things and I have went from there. I have educated myself, I have educated the community. I've also got appointed, I went up, I'm the executive board member of the Miami-Dade County League of Cities because I represent you. I've been representing you for the last 4 years in Tallahassee, Orlando, everywhere I have to go because now Florida City is at the table. So now we have a job to do, so now it's time for us to get it done. And as your next mayor, I'm going to ensure that everything gets done correctly and right, and Florida City is going to stay on the map. Thank you.
I am Sharon Sheep Smith Butler. I told myself a long time ago, in order to make change, you have to be in a position to do so. So yes, I ran and I was fortunate to be your commissioner, your mayor, your commissioner, your mayor, and also I am the commissioner for the police department now. My title now is vice mayor. I know for a fact that I love what I do. I love the people. I have no problem with listening to them, sitting with them, educating them, and allowing them to speak to me. I would never say to you that I can answer all the questions and help them right then, but I would say to you, I'm one to listen, follow through, and get the correct answers, and not lead them on and make them feel that their questions and concerns are not important. I enjoy what I have done and have worked closely with the mayor and have observed him, and he has allowed me to ask him questions at any given time. So I say to you, trust me enough to know that I will work for you. I will give you the very best me that I possibly have, and you are important. Your concerns and your voice will be heard. Thank you.
My name is Alfonso Bryant. I am running for the mayor of Florida City. I've been here a long time. I grew up right here in this church. I'm no stranger to the community. I worked for Miami-Dade schools for over 20 years in Monroe County for over 10 years, and currently right now at Cold Shore Senior High for 16 years. I do have a lot of experience when it comes to administration. I've worked with administration all of my life in the school system. I know how to get the job done. You may look at me as a stranger to this, but I'm not a stranger to this. I have plenty years of experience. If given the opportunity, I can show you what real leadership looks like. It is one that follows instructions. By the cabinet, yes, you must learn how to follow instructions, because to be a good leader, you must be a great follower. And I've done that several years of my whole entire life. I have mentors in this room as we speak. I know exactly what it takes to lead a great city like Florida City. Trust me, I love God. Y'all got real quiet right there. That's one of the qualifications that I stand behind. All because I love God, I know that I can, not only that, I can lead God's people, which is you all. So make sure when you go home tonight, pray about your situation.
Hi, I'm Israel J. Andrews, and I am a lifelong resident of here in Florida City. You know, I have grown up here, I have seen all the changes going back to when I was a kid. You know, I can remember the first time that they sent me out to do something. I was, at the age of 15, given the Citizen of the Year. Why? Because they sent me down to the Manpower Consortium to talk to them, all right, to bring back some summer jobs. I brought back 1,300 summer jobs. All right, listen, you know me. I've been doing this stuff for the people in the city all along. All right, when I got back home from college, you know, I got on the CAA board. Those homes that are built over there on 15th, 14th, 16th Street over there, all right, the ones that are east of Fifth Avenue, I got those done. I advocated for them, got them done. Right after Andrew, we got South Point Crossings completed. All right, right after that there, we went ahead on and got on the board there, the villages of Florida City. All right, all of that was done right. Why? Because of effort and doing the types of things that we need. Listen, what I know is I believe in the things that you believe in. And I'm looking forward to serving you, all right, as I have all of my life. Thank you.
Good evening, Florida City. My name is Charlotte Thompson, born, raised right here in the city of Florida City. If you would, due to the time, I'm not going to take time and read the bio of myself respectfully, if you could do that, because I want to go to the issues or the concerns that Florida City has shared with me. I am a 40-year state worker. I've been a state trooper for 35 years. The first thing I will do is I will commission an audit of every department within the city of Florida City. The next thing, we know that there are pothole issues. We know that there are drainage issues. We know that there's illegal dumping in the city of Florida City. What I've learned is there's only one truck in the city of Florida City that picks up trash in the city of Florida City. And that truck driver is allotted different zones. By the time he gets to one zone, the trash is back to that zone. So that's why we have an issue. We only have one truck in the city of Florida City. And that truck is being, if you will, commissioned from the waste department to pick up trash in the city of Florida City. So the most important thing to get our city back together is policing. Florida City only has 28 sworn police officers. We need to come into agreement with Homestead, the Sheriff's Department. We need to do what is called a memorandum of understanding. Again, time will not allow everything that needs to be said. Thank you. Punch number 13.
Thank you. And we'll go ahead and get started with, again, just a few moderated questions and then get into the community questions. Well, we'll start with Mrs. Butler to begin the first question and then ultimately conclude going down the line and end up with Mr. Thompson to close us out. So again, Mrs. Butler, down the table, concluding with Mr. Thompson. The question is, what guiding principles or values will inform your decision-making as mayor? Again, what guiding principles or values will inform your decision-making as mayor?
Everything for me starts with fair, firm, and consistent. If you can stick with those principles, it helps you to stay on track. You don't lose the perspective for the question itself and the person that's asking it. As long as you're willing to honestly be open and honest, not lead them on, they will always respect you and come back again. And another thing you have to keep in mind, we as people have to learn to respect one another. Even when you're angry and upset, respect still has to stay in place. Never allow anyone to make you feel like your questions or concerns are weak, because they hold a very important, vital thing to your heart. Know for a fact that everything in life requires respect. Thank you.
First of all, I believe, to answer that question, we must first build what we call a team. As I said, in order to put Florida City first, I cannot do it by myself. We have to have newly elected officials, such as myself, to build a team that's going to do right by the people. No selfish ambitions. We must be a team that has unity in Florida City. If we are to be that team that God has called us to be, it's just all in me. Don't worry about it. That's who God has called me to be. But we have to learn how to come together, work together. Florida City first. Florida City, it has to be Florida City first. Building a great team, not a good team, but we must build a great team. How do we do that? The vote belongs to you all tonight. We are here, we're live and in color. We need your honest opinion, because this is very important as we move into our future.
Okay, as I said before, Israel Andrews. But you know, the first thing, when you start talking about values, the values are what we believe in, right? And what we believe in here is that the citizens deserve as much as any citizen in any other city. We deserve good police protection. We deserve good programs for our children. We deserve good people working, all right, at the city. We deserve that. And you know, I'm going to make sure that you get that. You're going to get that, what you deserve. You're going to get things like, after Andrew, I can tell you, all the houses got updated, right? All right, we now know that it's time for a lot of people to get a next update. All right, we got to help our older citizens to get that done. I mean, that's just one of the things. I work with the 5,000 role models of excellence. We're going to be working to do stuff to get our children in, all right, programs like that so that they can do better. All right, thank you.
Again, my name is Charlotte Thompson. What's most valuable to me is the senior citizens of the city of Florida City. Did you all know we only have 1,600 senior citizens in the city of Florida City? We're not taking care of them. It's only 1,600 of them. So, with that being said, one of my platforms is, if we have these builders come into the city of Florida City, the funding that come into the city of Florida City, if a senior citizen need a house, we need to look into that. We have enough funds that come into the city of Florida City to do that. We have enough money that comes into the city of Florida City to bring senior citizens' homes up to code. My name is Charlotte Thompson, punch number 13.
Commissioner Thompson, I think that's going to be the last time I say it. When you're talking about values, like I tell people is, I'm retired United States military, so we have to learn values and principles that goes around to keep a city safe and secure in a better city. There are a lot of things that go on in every city that you have, but we got to start putting what we know together, as far as putting the people together, letting them see what true values are. This is why I work as a peer specialist, because we talk about nothing but values and behaviors that we have to change. This is why for the first 2 years I was in office, for 2 years straight I was meeting with all the young people. We was having breakfast every Tuesday at the restaurants, because I wanted to talk about them and start teaching them about different values. I talk about values every time, and I looked at my people here, and one thing as I walk around this city, what I tell you is, please come to our meetings. Please come that way. Then that means is you can't hear any and little thing to get you alarmed, because I don't want to get you alarmed. I want to educate you. It's time.
It moves quick. It moves quick. All right. Thank you. The next round of questions will start with Mr. Bryant, go through the end of the table, circle back, and conclude with Mrs. Butler. So again, Mr. Bryant, you'll be answering first. The question is, as mayor, how will you balance new development with protecting long-term residents from displacement and rising property taxes? Again, as mayor, how will you balance new development with protecting long-term residents from displacement and rising property taxes? Mr. Bryant.
Alfonso Bryant, Mayor of Florida City. My first thing that I would do is just to ensure and to make sure that we have what we call safe and affordable housing. Next thing I would like to implement, not only that safe and affordable houses, is community-centered safety. I think those are two very important things that we could look forward to in furthering our community. Thank you so much.
I didn't mention that. I'm a 40-year teacher. I teach law. Got a little bit over 100 students that have become lawyers. You know, really happy about that. But anyway, as mayor, when you start talking about the new development, the problems that we face, you know, and I think, you know, I could go back and I know I've had discussions with Mayor Wallace about the actual ad valorem taxes and what it meant for our tax base. There was a time when we raised the whole bill, it was only $70,000. I don't know if the mayor remember that, but that's what it was at one point. All right, the reality is that we can fix most of the problems that we got with what everybody feels is the problem. All right, that extra money that has been developed, all right, with that tax base, all right, can help us with the home development, help us, all right, as far as making sure that we begin to balance what happens with the citizens, all right, that have been here and the ones who are presently here. Thank you. Punch 10.
Ms. Thompson, you're next.
Charlotte Thompson, punch number 13. Housing. Simply said, we have three categories. We have high income, 60 up. We have what is called area medium income, 45,000 up to 50,000. And then we have what is called low income. Florida City already has a problem, people. So before we can talk about property taxes, we need to talk about the situation that we're already in. And that situation is the housing that are in Florida City, it does not accommodate the income in the city of Florida City. And that would be area medium income. And if the truth be told, it would be lower income in the city of Florida City. And the lower income goes from anywhere from 20,000 to 25,000. And area medium income goes from 47 to 50,000. Thank you.
I like that. That's a smooth move, Mr. Thompson. The question is, as mayor, how will you balance new development with protecting long-term residents from displacement and rising property taxes?
Excellent question there. I think as your mayor, this is what I also been working on for the last 4 years. As I came in, when I seen that, I know that I tell people all the time is people don't know is that the average home for Florida City is $479,000. So don't let a lot of people fool you. What we're working on right now is we're working on your property tax, because what we're trying to do is what the state is trying to do is take away your property tax because it's supposed to give money in your pocket, but that's not true. And a lot of things are going on right now that's going with that. So when you're talking about property tax and growth and handling these developers, we've been working with them. I've been working with Onyx. I've been working with D.R. Horton. I've been working with every last one of them concerning about workable houses and affordable. You know, what's affordable is too high. But workable houses is things that's going to go on, and we're going to get that done. And that's why we got building. That's why we're keeping people with HOAs. We're not letting them build anything here that's going to hurt the people here. So thank you.
As mayor, I feel that our citizens may need to go back to the table, and what I mean by that is this. There's a first-time homebuyers program. On majority of the time, a lot of citizens are not taking advantage of it. This program has been brought to the city several times, and the turnout is not great. A majority of the citizens have a lot of their bills in their children's name, which is going to affect them in the years to come. We have to realize that if you want the American dream, it's going to require work. Everything is not, I understand, going to be low income, but some of us can do better. We must educate ourselves and feel strongly about what it is we need to do in order to get that American dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your answers. This will be our last moderator. I'm looking around to make sure we got our community questions teed up. Okay, the community. All right, we got one more moderator question, just making sure we're teed up for the questions to come next. So we're going to start with Mr. Andrews, followed by Mrs. Thompson, and then rotate back through the table. So this question is around public safety. What role should mental health services, youth programs, senior programs, and community-based interventions play in public safety? Again, what role should mental health services, youth programs, senior programs, and community-based interventions play in public safety? Starting with Mr. Andrews.
That's an excellent question. You know, when you start thinking about how everything works, you know, everything is like, I think in terms of like a spider web, you know, and how they fit together. There's nothing that sits out there by itself. Public safety is all about, you know, do we get these kids off the streets by having them with something to do, all right, with things that they should learn, all right? Can they learn something, all right, that will benefit them in life on the long term? All right, that's something we need to be working on, all right? We got to have something for them to do. When you start talking about mental health, we got a lot of people out there. A lot of our homeless people are definitely people who are having mental issues, all right? And if we're going to help them out, and I think we should, all right, we certainly got to acknowledge that that's the situation. When you start thinking about the senior programs, you know, it is nothing better, all right, than making sure that they stay engaged, all right? And we can do that. We can do that. We can get them engaged. Thank you. Israel Andrews, number 10.
Charlotte Thompson, I echo everything Andrew stated. Public safety is pretty much an umbrella. We know we need to bring more programs into Florida City other than football. I've knocked on so many doors, and parents are like, well, my kid like to play chess, or my kid like to do this, or my kid like to do that. So it's a collaborative conversation that needs to be held. Thank you. Punch number 13, Charlotte Thompson.
Don't start, please. Yeah, because 60 seconds is a lot. It's not enough, really. When you talk about public safety and mental health, a lot of people don't understand. I do CIT. I do CIT for the whole Miami-Dade County. It's called Crisis Intervention Training. I train every police officer in Dade County concerned about mental health. I've been all over the country talking about mental health. I've been in a couple of documentaries talking about mental health because I understand that goes in public safety. And so you got to have that there. And it doesn't don't stop right there. It goes from the police officers getting themselves right to the youth and to the elderly people, because this is what mental health is. I know it's a lot of things you see on there. You see a lot of homeless people because they're down here. And we have located them. Like I told you, I work for the 11th Circuit Court as the peer specialist. So I deal with every mental health person in this county. And so I know what we have to do for this city. I know how we have to put that together to make sure that everybody get the mental help they're going to get. So I thank you.
Truly, mental health is an issue. Truly, it's all over the world. But nevertheless, that's something that we have to work toward, and we have some new businesses that that is now in the city itself that our citizens can take advantage of. And as far as our youth and our seniors, I would say growing up, I had the pleasure of having the seniors actually in my neighborhood. We were able to go to their homes. I personally learned how to sew, knit, cook, basically all the home things that most women learn. I learned it from my neighbor as well as my mom. I think once you marry the both of them together, you give the seniors a reason to feel vibrant again. They, in return, will actually give your kids what they need, that old-time schooling. That's something that will be beautiful. I think it's an outlet for both. It's a win-win. And as far as safety, if we were to take the initiative and admit to ourselves that we allow our kids, I'm sorry.
Alfonso Bryant. I'd like to add on to that. I'm a firm believer our youth program is very important. I do have a vision for that. And my vision is to make sure that we can get some of our retired teachers back to helping our kids, mentoring and tutoring our kids, because like was said earlier, a lot of kids play football. They are playing soccer now. But I'm an educator. I believe education should be first, and then football and all the other things is second. We must make sure that our kids get the proper withal in terms of education. That's very important. And then going over to our elderly, we must spend time with our elderly. I don't know about you all, but elderly is important. They showed me the way. We cannot afford to put them aside. We must make sure that they have the wherewithal, making sure they're fed every day, making sure that things are going good with them. It is very important that we take care of our city, making sure that we put Florida City first. Thank you.
All right, we're going to move into transition into community questions. If you're doing a time check, we want to have you out of here by 8 o'clock, so we're going to try and go through as many of those questions as possible. If you do not hear your question heard, we do apologize, but much like the president probably said to his first two wives, we don't want to hold you long. So we're going to make sure you're out of here by 8 o'clock. Go for it.
Our first question, what does the first 90 days in office look like if you are elected to office?
And this is starting with Mrs. Thompson. and then we're going to rotate back.
First 90 days in office, if you all know, we currently have what is called a strong mayor. So the first 90 days going into office, we're going to have a mayor and a city manager. So that platform will be sitting down with the city manager and policing, community-oriented policing, ensuring that we look at the budget and make sure we have officers on the road. We need more police coverage on the road. We only have 28 sworn police officers on the road. That's a problem within itself. Housing, workforce housing, affordable housing for seniors, and having a mutual agreement with other agencies to help us until we get to where we need to get. My name is Charlotte Thompson, punch number 13.
Yeah.
When I become your mayor, the first 90 days, it's very important because she's right, as we're going from a strong mayor to a city manager. I got to get with the city manager and the CFO, and what we got to do is we got to sit down. And I say CFO, that's my chief financial officer, because now we got to look and see what we're going to do. Because we already have a budget. And now is we got to see how that budget is going to play into what our new administration is. That means is we're going to bring in 3 commissioners. And because we got 3 commissioners in there now, we need to look at and see what we need to do as how we're going to put the commissioners to work, what we're going to go. I'm going to order a 90-day evaluation of every department that's in Florida City. Every department, there's a reason why is because now as you come in new, just like we do in the military. When I come in new, I need to know what everybody is doing in the structure. And after we do that, after them 90 days, that's when we start issuing another 90 to see if they can confer to what we want as a city for you guys. I got to put the commissioners, see whatever the commissioner come in, their strength. I got to look at their strength and weakness. Thank you.
Time waits for no man.
First thing that I would do is actually get with the city manager, and we will have a meeting with every department to bring them up to par where we're actually getting ready to lead the city. The best way to do that is to make sure that everyone is actually on one accord. The next thing I would say in reference to that is that we deserve to work very hard for our city and make sure that the plans that we have set forward will be beneficial to everyone. And the best way to do that is to have an open ear, and I invite all of you to come out to your city commission meeting and voice your concerns so that we can know exactly what it is that you would like to have. Thank you.
Alfonso Bryant. First 90 days, I would like to meet with Public Works. I think that's very important. I don't know if you all know, but they only make $13 an hour. My thing is, I want to try to work to make sure they at least have 15. That's the league minimum. So I want to make sure that they are well taken care of. I want to hear their heart. I want to make sure that they are all with one accord because they're the ones that do the work in Florida City. So it is by right that we get them to 15. That's $2 that can put food on their table. So that's very important. Not only that, I would like to meet with all departments. I like to meet with all departments because we have to have a direction that we're going to take our city. How do I know that they know what they're doing? I have to meet with them along with the city manager to make sure that we are headed, y'all, in the right direction. I think that's very, very, very important. Last but not least, 90 days, I want to edit the city. Thank you.
Israel Andrews, punch number 10. All right. First 90 days. First thing I would do is meet with everybody. Everybody. You know, listen, I got time. All right, and I'm going to meet with all of them. I need to understand what it is that they're facing out there. You know, the first time I was elected before, All right, with the police, I sat down, I got in the cars and rode with them. And I rode 24-hour shifts. I would go 8 hours one day, we do 3 to 11. 8 hours another time, we'll do 11 to 7. 8 hours another time, all right, we'll do the 7 o'clock until 3 thing. All right, and that was just to make sure we knew what was going on. All right, and same thing with the guys out there doing the water meters. All right, the ones who out there doing, like you was talking about, public works, all of them. You figure out what everybody's up against, and then you try to fix the problems, all right, for your benefit. I'm going to do it for you. Ideas you believe in. Thank you.
All right, next question is going to start with Mr. Thompson. So this question's for you.
If you're not elected, what would be your continued involvement in making Florida City an even better community?
Good question, thank you. Right now I started that 4 years ago, making Florida City a better community. The mayor appointed me as to go to the Miami-Dade County League of Cities. That's where all 34 municipalities are meeting together and doing different things. I didn't just go there. I went there and I conquered it. I'm the fastest growing commissioner in Dade County that got elected to the executive board of the Miami-Dade County League of Cities, which in terms is, that gives me the right to go to get different things going on. That means is I'm at the table. When I say I, that means that's you guys. That means you're at the table now, and they can no longer just say Florida City's down here, the gateway to the Keys. No, we the gateway to Dade County, and that's what we're putting down now. That's why I went there and I got involved in a lot. I'm the commissioner over 5 boards in Dade County. I run 5 boards. The criminal justice, public safety, mental health, everything that way, putting it down that way, and bringing Florida City to the table. So I thank you, and I'll sit down.
I'm also a board member of the Miami-Dade League of Cities. And I must say they're very active, and that's a beautiful thing. But I will also say that I never stopped working for the city itself. It's been my home, will always be my home. I look forward to continue doing work in the city. If anyone needs my assistance, feel free. I will always be there for you. Thank you.
Alfonso Bryant, if I'm not elected to be your great mayor of Florida City, as you all know, I do serve as pastor. I'm a mentor to many. My service will never ever stop. I believe in Florida City. I need Florida City to believe in me. We can go places. We can thrive. We need to make sure Florida City is a place that everybody is somebody. Thank you. Vote punch number 11.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't be changing a lot, to be honest with you. All right. I'm going to still be working with these kids. I'm going to be still making sure that we got the 5,000 role models doing their thing. I'm going to try to make sure kids keep getting scholarships. I'm going to try to make sure that they go into law school and wherever else they want to go. All right. My thing is we can make the city better by helping our children. There's no doubt about that. You know, in the long run, that's going to be the deal. And that's what I'm looking forward to continue doing that. But you know what? Put me in office. I've been in there before, and anytime I was there, I did things good for the people of Florida City, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Thank you. Have a good evening.
If not elected, I will continue to mentor little girls. I have a non-for-profit organization. Currently, I just adopted 3 more. So I had 15, I just adopted 3 more. So I will continue mentoring little girls, teaching them that they're not, Ezekiel 4:12, that they're not easily broken. Women, we need to know that we're not easily broken. So I will continue to mentor young women and be an example to my community, which I have been for 63 years. Thank you.
All right, before we move to the next question, if you are driving a Mazda, license plate 2599 Again, Mazda, license plate 2599UE. You're blocking folks and they need you to move your car. All right. Next question will start with Mrs. Butler, rotate through the table, and conclude with Mr. Thompson.
House Bill 1365 is regarding unauthorized public sleeping and public camping. How will Senate Bill 1365 be addressed during your time as mayor?
I'm going to pray that we have something actually set up for the homeless. That is a very sad issue when people find themselves just sleeping actually out in the opening anywhere. I wish that on no one. I really wish that we could honestly come together and help one another out. Little things you can do to help out your homeless, from giving food, clothing, allowing your listening ear, will help motivate them to honestly want to make change or willing to push themselves. That's the best I can say under this circumstance. Thank you.
Mr. Bryant.
Alfonso Bryant. One thing that I would like to do when it comes to our homeless, I like to set up a homeless shelter that will provide the wherewithal with them in terms of shower, giving them a meal a day. If we cannot provide 3, there should be something that we can do to benefit the homeless. They didn't ask to be homeless, they just fell on hard times. And if the truth be told, we one paycheck away from being homeless too. So we must ensure and make sure that we can provide. There has to be something that we can do to set that up, to make sure that they have everything that they need to be successful in this life. I would recommend that we set up a House of David. That's feeding them 3 meals a day, making sure their clothes get washed, making sure they have everything that they need, like you and I, to provide. Go back on the street and live a great life. Thank you so very much. And remember, punch number 11, please.
Well, one of the things that I think we should do is develop a better relationship with the HAC. You know, they got the homeless shelter thing out there at the air base. We also should be working on people like, you know, all these different organizations that exist in the county, all right, and they can obviously give us a lot of help and a lot of guidance. It may be that, you know, again, I keep talking about the fact that we've expanded our tax base. There may be some money that can actually be in the budget that we can actually use to do something about this problem, all right, but we got to address it. I don't think it's right, you know, the way the government wants to address it, but, you know, we are here, and that's what we got to deal with, all right? And dealing with that also means looking out for the least of these, all right? And we have got to do that. All right, thank you. Number 10. That's what a good wife does.
Charlotte Thompson, I echo Pastor Alfonso when it comes to shelter. We have a lot of housing here in Florida City, so we can take some of that housing that we already have and donate it to that process. Also, like Andrew stated, we have HAC. We need to connect. There are so many amazing organizations out there that can assist and help the city of Florida City, to help the people that are sleeping on the streets of Florida City, to help the people that don't have food to eat. So there are a lot of places here that we can connect with to get these jobs done. A lot of resources out here. We just need to talk. We just need to touch bases with these people because they're out there and they're willing to help the city of Florida City. Punch number 13, Charlotte Thompson.
I'm going to dive right into that. We have, first of all, I'm one of the commissioners. That board right there is, I'm the sub on that board, the Homeless Trust. That's a different thing that we're working on right here. We already, when I say it is I work downtown is I also handle about the homeless. There's different laws now that's saying about the homeless going on. Because now there's a bill came through from Miami Beach that came up to the state that, you know, a homeless person can be in your place and you get arrested. Well, we Baker Act them, they come back, the people can sue the city. So we look at the homeless at a whole different level. But the deal is that at the Floridian Hotel that used to be here, we actually opened that Floridian Hotel up and we was putting the homeless there. But it got closed down, you know, people make money. But the second thing we did, we're trying right now to get the Traveler Lodge in Florida City. We're trying to buy that. The Homeless Trust is trying to buy that so we can put the homeless inside there. So there's many programs that they have there. We just got to get our people there. That's why
Again, it moves quick. All right, a couple of housekeeping notes. We have another car that is blocking some folks in. If you are driving a Ford license plate 42E HVA, again, a Ford license plate 42 Echo HV Alpha. Please move your car, you're blocking folks in. Just a couple quick housekeeping notes. I think we have time for 2 more community questions, which will start with Mr. Bryant, followed by Mr. Rotate through the table, and then start again with Mr. Andrews answering the second of those questions to again begin the rotation. Mrs. Thompson will begin our 60-second closing, and then we'll come back up the table. So again, 2 more community questions, starting with Mr. Bryant on this first one, rotating through the table, and then we'll add 1 more question and then close out, starting with Mrs. Thompson on that end. So first of the last 2 questions.
What action steps will be taken to suspend the violence and drug activity in our community if you are elected?
Alfonso Bryant, Mayor of Florida City. Actions that I would take, first of all, I believe we have to look at that action from an offensive standpoint. And what I mean by that, we know that there's going to be police presence, but we have to be accountable for jobs. I believe in order to keep them off the streets, we must provide jobs for our people. If you notice, they have nothing else to do but go around and they rob people. You have to pay Peter to pay Paul, however y'all say that. But we want to make sure they don't have to do that. We need to provide jobs, good jobs for our citizens of Florida City, because if not, you will find a lot of killing, a lot of stealing in our community. And we love Florida City. We must make sure that we give them something to look forward to. If I have a job and they have a job, we can get along. But if not, it would be real tough. So we need to make sure that we can help in that area. Thank you. Punch number 11.
Well, I would think the action steps would be step 1. All right, first of all, we need to recognize that the problem is big. We need to recognize that it's going to be a long, tough slog to get this straight. All right, but look, I got a history of getting things done. I got a history of getting things done. Give me the opportunity to deal with it. I agree that it's going to be, I realize it's going to be a long, slow, and hard thing for us to do, but I'm persistent. And you know, that persistence is going to get us through this. All right? I just ask that you give me the chance to do it. I promise you we will get this together. Get these kids some jobs. All right? Make sure that we got enough police on the street. There's no doubt that that will get the job done. Thank you. Number 10.
Charlotte Thompson, 35 years, Florida Highway Patrol. One of my specialties was the SRT team. What is SRT? Special Response Tactics. What does that? What do we do? We joint air with Miami Gardens. We joint air with Homestead. We joint air with whatever police department that brings us in to take the drugs off the streets, to take the gangs off the streets. we go in, the situation that we have in Florida City, you can't play with it. It's taking over Florida City. And you need someone that's gonna say what they mean and mean what they say. My name is Charlotte Thompson. I've been a state trooper for 35 years, retired lieutenant. Give me that opportunity to clean the streets up in Florida City. Thank you.
What we're going to need is we're going to need your participation. I'll be honest with you. You got to have your city participation. What I propose is when we got our vehicle last year that we go around to our citizens and get their IP numbers, because I don't want you guys in no trouble, so I would rather have your IP numbers. And that means is I can check out the city when we're in that special area. They're not trying to interfere with nobody's freedom, but we need to check those areas. I tell people all the time there's going to always be crime. It's going to always be drug dealers until we actually get tougher on it. And I don't think that's a one city thing. It is going to take communication going on. That's why I work with Metro-Dade. I also work with the sheriff's department up there concerned about my city, because I don't want any little thing going on. Now, when they start talking about stats is, I know you don't want to hear this, but Florida City is 40% below in major crimes, because you see one issue go on, then all of a sudden everybody puts like, well, we're the most dangerous place in the world. I'm already dismissed that stuff of people saying that Florida City is the worst city, but it's not. It's just what people saying.
Could you read that question again, please?
Action steps.
What action steps will be taken to suspend the violence and drug activity in our community if you are elected mayor?
I believe working closely with the police department. Once they are notified, they have units set together or put in place in order to go out and assess what it is going on. Working with the police department as well as the citizens, it makes their job a little bit easier. A majority of the time, citizens already know exactly who has done what, but they do not speak on it. So we have what is called a hotline. You call that line, you can honestly leave an anonymous call. You don't have to put your name in there. Just tell them exactly who it is and what you saw. If we work together, we can help ourselves. Thank you.
All right, this next question starts with Mr. Andrews.
If you are elected mayor, how will you measure success in your first year in office?
Israel Andrews, number 10. I would measure success, all right, by how the citizens respond to what our prescriptions would be. All right? Does our prescription get you, all right, cleaner streets, cleaner city, less crime? Do you feel better just about being around here? All right, I would measure success along those lines. Success has to be measured by the people who are here. All right, it's got to benefit all of us. All right, and that's the main thing I'll be looking for. So I'll be looking for, to make sure that we got the business community, small businesses, hiring people who live here, hiring those same young teens that we keep talking about. They got to be out there doing work. I would measure success by whether or not we got programs going on, not just football, but certainly, do we have programs going on like pottery making and all of those things, stuff that's non-athletic. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Thompson, you're next.
Charlotte Thompson, punch number 13. How I view my 1 year. Again, safety. Children need to be able to come outside and play again. Period. Number 2, we only have 1,600 senior citizens. We need we need to figure out a way to take care of them. I'm going to go back to number one, policing, community-oriented policing. We need to educate our police officers that we are servants for the community, to get back out in the community, to build better relationships with the community. That is how we are going to win our city back, by building better, safer relationships with our community. Until you do that, you're not going to win your community back. Thank you. Punch number 13.
I'm a retired non-commissioned officer in the United States Army. And we're always serving. For retired military personnel, it don't end there with us when we tell about our ID card in our back pocket. But the fact is, as being a retired non-commissioned officer is, I'm never satisfied. I'll never be satisfied after 1 year because it don't stop there. If I sit down and let my guards down right here, stuff can easily creep back up on you. So what it is I have to keep the mission going. I have to keep everything going from there. You're talking public safety, public works, the water, the parks. I got to keep that there. And I got to just keep your eyes on the prize, because as we let it go, it's going to go down. I've seen people start stuff and they let it go because they have a little success. So I don't judge myself on because we're doing good today. I care about tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And that's what a leader is. That's when I come in an office, I'm going to be that leader from day one to the next year and to the year after and whatever years it is. So as your mayor, that's what's going to happen. Thank you.
I would continue to monitor all departments to make sure that they're doing exactly what they need to do in order for you all to be happy in your city. For example, making sure that your areas are clean, trash piles are being picked up. Also asking you to do your part and make sure you keep your area clean. A majority of the time it's really ourselves making our own city nasty. It's not so much outsiders. Secondly, to say to you, our children deserve to have more than just football activities. I think they can be great in music. I think they can be great in dancing. Everyone is not honestly an athlete. They also have brains, and you can challenge that as well. Thank you.
Alfonso Bryant. If I'm honest, I really could not measure success in 1 year, because dealing with the mayor of Florida City, I can imagine the task that it takes. We cannot rest on laurels. There's a lot of work to be done. We got to clean up the city, not just from the police standpoint, but guess what? We must clean up from our own standpoint, because there are some things that you know that you're not telling. In order for Florida City to be great again, we must come together, and you heard it, as a family. It is time for Florida City to be one again. We cannot, and I said again, we cannot make sure that we put things in our back pocket. We got to say something. It is very important. So me measuring success in 1 year, I don't believe it can be done, because we have so much to get done in a short period of time. Thank you. Punch number 11.
All right. Please give a collective round of applause for your candidates for mayor of Florida City. All right, they're each going to get 60 seconds to give their kind of closing pitch. I've remembered a bunch of punch numbers. I hope y'all have, because a lot of them said it a lot of times. So I appreciate y'all for being repetitive in that way. But again, we're starting with Mrs. Thompson on one end of the table and concluding with Mr. Thompson on this end of the table, just going straight through. So, Ms. Thompson.
Again, my name is Charlotte Thompson, punch number 13. I'm born, raised right here in Florida City. There's a lot can be said here tonight. It's not enough time for this platform to bring the issues that are here in Florida City. Florida City is a beautiful city. Florida City has amazing residents, and I commend every candidate that's here. If we do not take our city back, we cannot take for granted the issues as far as policing in Florida City. We know that we need housing. We know that. We know we have pothole issues. We know that we need lights. We know that we need all of that. Let's focus on what's safe for Florida City. Let's focus on that. And then everything else will fall into place. And we know that standing up here, asking the question, what would you do in 1 year? We know that it's going to take more than 1 year. My name is Charlotte Thompson, punch number 13.
Mr. Andrews, you're next.
Oh, I thought I was going the other way.
No, we're coming up the highway.
All right, Israel Andrews, number 10. But let me, oh, it's not on? It's on. Hello? Okay, Israel Andrews, punch number 10. Listen, my feeling is this. You know, I envision this city and where I would love to see it. I kind of see Palm Drive like Los Olas Boulevard. All right, it should be a place where we got great entertainment, great restaurants. All right, I see US 1, you know, as a mecca, all right, that'll get people to come in here, spend their money in Florida City, all right, and then move on. All right, but that money is used to benefit you. All right, why? Because you know what? It will improve our tax base, make sure things are going on that we'd like to see here. That would mean then that we would have a great police department, one that is properly staffed. It would mean that, you know, we got code enforcement, probably about 4 or 5 that we need rather than 1. Maybe, you know, it's going to also mean a lot of other things about the people who are working here. But I want them to be happy. I want the people working here to be healthy. And I want the people living in the city to be happy and healthy. I love this city. I grew up here. I love you as my residents here. All right, listen, we can do this together. I'm looking forward to working with you and working for you. Thank you. Number 10.
Alfonso Bryant for mayor. There's a lot of things that we could say on this platform tonight. As an educator, I would love to see our city with a library, making sure that our kids can go to the library on the weekends. Not only that, I would like to see a nice water park. What that would do, ensure job security for a lot of our young people. Wouldn't it be nice for them to go to work with short pants on and to come to church and a hat turned to the side? They might work 2 or 3 shifts, and that might reduce the crime work. So those are some of the things I like to do, but in order for this to get done, I need your help. Michael Jackson said it like this. I'm talking about the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could be any clearer. And I like this part right here. If you want to make Florida City a better place, take a look at yourself and let's make a change. Well, how do you make the change? The preacher coming out of me right now. From 7 to 7, go down to your precinct and punch number 11.
This evening has been a challenge to me, but I would say to you, I'm happy that I'm here. Everyone has expressed themselves, and so have I. But I love my city, and I've been in this city, and I'm now 62 years old. I've raised my children here, and I thank God nothing has ever happened to them. But yet and still, I even realize that it takes everyone in here and outside of this building to make a choice of the best candidate. But I say to you, I love what I do. In my heart, I believe I do it well. I don't believe that I have 18 years under my belt by accident. I believe that I am a great candidate. I know that I will work hard if given the opportunity. So I would say this, and I haven't said it all evening. Punch 12 and feel great about what it is you're going to do. Stand behind me. Stand beside me. Stand in the front of me. But I promise you, I will still work. Thank you.
I had a paper, so I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to read off this. I really want to read off my paper. When I entered office in Florida City, it was governed by a tradition, by ways that worked for some but left many behind, But I did not settle. I challenged decisions when they held us back. I brought new partners to the table, fought for funding in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C., and opened doors that once seemed closed. Because of that work, businesses are now looking at Florida City again. Projects and dreams, once dreams are now planned, so the job is not finished. I told people this, when you entrusted me as the mayor of Florida City, that I would finish what I've started. The infrastructure, that we're going to make that work, the economic opportunities, the public safety with compassion, and the youth mentoring. I will make sure that all happens. Because we have a movement. We got our movement and keep going. We have everybody attention in Dade County. Florida City will no longer be invisible to no one. They will noticed now for the right reasons. Even because we have a crime here, we're still noticed for the right reason. We have stood in the halls of Washington, D.C. and talked about it. We fought the governor for everything that we need here. We got over $1 million. That's why I personally went to D.C. I personally went to Tallahassee and helped secure that for Florida City. So I know what it is. So I give a call to action for all you guys to vote. To all you to sit here and look at what Florida City has, and may God bless you and bless Florida City. Because I am Walter Thompson. I am your next mayor. So you vote number 14. Thank you.
All right. So a couple quick housekeeping notes before we let you go, folks. Programs like this are done through a lot of volunteer energy, a lot of effort. You heard the participating organizations, South Dade NAACP, the lovely ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, the lovely ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I saw on the flyer the Qs were mentioned, but that's a whole nother thing. No, all jokes aside, the men of Omega Psi Phi were part of the participatory process in this as well. There is an evaluation. Some of you have gotten the code, others have not. You just do it on your phone. As you're exiting, they will have the QR code available for you to scan. They need your feedback to make sure programs like this can continue to happen and happen with substance. I think folks have enjoyed the information tonight. Can I get a yes? All right, awesome. Couple quick things you got to do. All right, you've heard it here. Vote. January 27th is Election Day here in Florida City. We want to make sure people turn out. For those who missed it before, I'll give the stat again. Thank you again to Vice Mayor Berry for calling the question, if you will. 6,000 plus individuals registered to vote in Florida City. Only 415 voted in 2024. That's less than 10%. Less than 10%. All right? So we got a turnout problem, but we got a communication problem. So again, not only do you who are here need to vote, but you who are here also need to pass along the information to your friends and neighbors. Florida City is a residential community. Y'all know these folks. These are your friends, these are your neighbors. You go to local restaurants with them. Just a gentle nudge or reminder, starting with the folks in your household. And go in and own your block. So again, make sure to remind them, we need them to turn out and vote based on what you've heard here. Lastly, and again, not a sales pitch, but as a longtime NAACPer, I need you all to understand that democracy is a team sport. Let me say that again, because maybe you missed it in elementary school. Democracy is defined as government by the people and for the people. Let me say it again for the folks in the back. Government by the people and for the people, which means that beyond just Election Day, the other 364 days out the year requires you to be active in your community, to be present, to be in the faces of those who are asking for your vote, to demand what you want more. If you want your parks to look like homesteads, they need to see you at the meeting. If you want more police, they need to see you. If you want police that are not going to violate your civil rights, they need to hear from you. If you want your community to be great, you have to be invested in it. So again, not only is democracy a participatory sport, but there are organizations like the South Dade NAACP that allow everyone from cradle to career and throughout to be a part. We got room for youth, young adults, older adults to participate in making sure our civil rights are maintained and restored. Like I said at the beginning, this ain't no joke out here, folks. Our neighbors in the far north are out there every day because some masked men are out here trying to snatch their civil rights on a regular basis. This isn't a joke out here, folks. If you think it's just a Minneapolis problem or Chicago problem, they're coming to Florida City too, if they haven't been here already. And it's not just about people of a particular background, accent, or ethnicity. When they violate one of us, they violate all of us. Due process isn't due process if not everybody gets to appreciate it. So I just want to remind you folks that if we're in a church, so we're going to follow the golden rule, do unto others, then it requires us to be active participants in making sure this thing happens. So again, thank you all for allowing me to be your moderator. Thank you all for listening. Again, the QR codes as you're going out to make sure programs like this happen. And let's just give a round of applause to all the folks who made this happen. NAACP, the Deltas, the AKAs, the Omegas, and so many others. And thank you to Covenant Missionary Baptist Church for opening your doors and allowing us to be here. Yes, absolutely. We're going to close out the way we started in prayer. Thank you.
Once again, it's been our honor to host this event on the night, and we thank the sponsors of this event as well. Let me just say this, Florida City, we are in a transitional period. This is not the time to elect your best friend, your relative. Amen, somebody. We need to elect qualified people for the job. Amen? Amen. Come on, let's give everyone another hand to clap. Shall we stand and be dismissed? God, again, we thank you and praise you and give you glory in all things. We thank you for tonight. We thank you for this forum. We ask now that you would have your way in this city, that you would have your way in this election. We just give you all the glory. It is in Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. God bless you and God keep you.